Aloha! I wanted to take some time to introduce this video. Last week, Friday, I was blessed to be a guest as well as to be able to hang out for the rest of the show on PCED, that's the Pacific Center for Economic Development's Aloha Fridays. It's a radio show on 9:40 a.m. in Hawaii, and via the iHeartRadio app, you can Google your time conversion. It happens every Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's hosted by Kimo Kahoano, his son Ikaika Kahoano, and Leilani Kupahu-Marino. Kimo Kahoano, for those of you who don't know, maybe chances are you're probably out of Hawaii and never been here, but he's a beloved media personality, actor, just multi-talented. He was in the original Hawaii Five-0, singer, MC, announcer, and his son Ikaika Kahoano is equally as multi-talented as his father. Many may remember him from this TV show Making the Band, and where he was a finalist, and he went on to be in the group Element, where they were signed to Atlantic Records. Leilani Kupahu-Marino is the founder of Malama O Na Keiki, and I didn't have a chance to interview her here, and I'm hoping to see if I can get a separate interview with her about her organization coming up. Please check out the links and follow them, Twitter, Facebook, check out their websites. They're going to be referring to that toward the end of the interview. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Shall we get on?
Okay, oh, here we go. Okay, I have to like position myself here. Aloha! Here we go. Okay, so AM 940. Can you see that? I can't get it. iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio app,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
very
There it
clear.
is.
So it happens, this is a radio show. Kimo Kahoano, Ikaika Kahoano, Leilani
Kupahu-Marino.
Kupahu-Marino. See, and she's the cultural expert, right?
Yeah,
Of course
she,
you know.
she has two names. That's why she's the
My
culture
mom
expert.
and my dad, of course.
She's an expert in Italian because that's the Marino part, and the Hawaiian part is Kupahu.
Okay, and of course, this is Kimo Kahoano, the legendary, and I'll connect on the link from my...
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What did you say? Legendary. Oh, legendary. I'm sorry.
But youthful.
Yes.
And then to his son, right? So you folks, how long have you been doing the show?
We've been doing this show now maybe
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost
Yeah,
2 years.
almost 2 years.
And it's provided by
Pacific Center for Economic Development and Peloton Companies. In fact, that's them calling us right now.
I'm sorry, we're on
Because
the
we're
air.
always
We
busy.
have to hang up.
Yes, definitely. So we've been able to do this show on Aloha Friday
Yes.
strictly because of the company, and therefore it has the freedom to for you to say as a guest what you want to say, and
Right.
for us too.
and it's to also educate
But
people on the
funny thing is, we don't know the
aspect,
hotline number.
right? Okay.
No, we do know the hotline
We
number.
just gotta call ourselves.
The hotline number is 526-0940.
Oh, you got it.
Area
then.
code 808.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're talking about a lot of the culture, and this radio station only plays Hawaiian music, right?
Well, fortunately, AM 940 is focused on Hawaiian music and island music, and it's the most traditional out of all the stations.
So what time is the show? From 6?
Way too early in the morning.
Today it
For
was
us.
too early.
Oh, my gosh. No, actually, it's very convenient, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., so people are on the road.
Yep.
And
On
that's
Friday
why,
morning.
Friday morning, we'd like to communicate with several different people. The interviews are not that long because we want, it's more important for us to get everybody's point of view out and share with a lot of different events because we're only here once a week.
I didn't tell you this though, but this is the beauty of the internet is that I have a fan in Morocco who listens to the show.
Morocco?
Yeah, Morocco.
Oh, wow.
Morocco.
Make me want to dance.
Oh,
Yeah, so I didn't even think about Morocco. I'm always like, I'm waiting till we get the people from China in on it. Then we'll have arrived. But yeah, someone said, greetings from Aloha from Morocco. Is what
Wow.
she said. Yeah.
Beautiful.
On one of our videos on YouTube.
Well,
And
that's
this is Min too.
Yes,
there you go.
Min.
There you go, Min.
So he is
Without
like the
Min.
mastermind
He
behind
is.
everything.
Fearless engineer.
You can
ladies
tell
and
by his
gentlemen.
t-shirt, he is
Yep.
the master.
And he has a full-time job, so he works all day
Yes.
long. We go home after.
Yeah.
And so Ikaika, what is it like to learn from your father? I mean, this is
Well, here's the thing about that. Is I grew up, my father's obviously who he is, and growing up, it's always been some pretty big shoes to fill, but not about that. I always was interested in what my dad did, so I don't know, as a kid, I wanted to go to the radio station, you know, and then we had actually a radio show for a little bit right before making the band happen, and that kind of took me away into a whole nother arena.
Yeah,
But
we're doing the radio show. We're doing the radio show, and I just say, go down to this audition just for kicks. You'll be a correspondent for our radio show.
Right.
He does and gets the job.
Oh, wow.
It was like really, literally like my first audition. I was 21 years old. I was on a whole entirely different course or whatever. But, you know, the thing is, I've always been interested. I was always interested in what my dad did and radio, and, you know, his voice is always on TV and stuff. And, you know, but I figured one of his sons has to learn what he does.
Right.
You know? And, you know, to kind of maybe, if possible, fill his shoes, you know. And
he's still trying to figure it out.
yeah.
That's my son. He's taller than me. He's more handsome than me. It's an easy shoe to fill. I mean, shoes.
Being tall is no picnic. Being tall and slender is no picnic.
Oh, yeah, it's a rough
But yeah,
ride.
It's rough.
So,
It's rough.
If you're good looking, it's rough.
So when my father approached me he asked me if I wanted to do the show with him. I was like, yeah, of course. You know, it's something I've always wanted to do. You know, was do a radio show to kind of like learn what you do on the radio for real this time. You know, and so that's why I'm a part of the show, and I'm happy to be here.
What is the most important thing that you think you've learned from him thus far?
The most important thing I've learned.
You don't have to answer the question.
I mean, it could be about the business, could be about life or whatever, you know. Because
Well,
he understands a lot.
you know, probably learning how to think on your toes. You know, because I've also been able to sort of, from this show, he's kind of had me do some MCing gigs and stuff like that, to kind of get into that as well. And it's he calls it the MC Gauntlet of Fire, because people don't realize being MC is a difficult job.
Yes.
And until I started doing it, I always wanted to, but kind of was afraid to do it. And then he's like, "You're out there. You're in the MC, Gauntlet of Fire." So I was like, okay. But yeah, learning how to think on my toes has basically been, probably the biggest thing that he's taught me.
And Kimo, what is it for you to have your son kind of like want to, keep the legacy, carry the torch?
I told him, don't be in show business.
You
Go
did?
do something
Are you
else.
one of those parents that said no?
No, I
'cause
wanted.
both
No,
all
actually,
three of your sons.
actually, it didn't matter to me. But it wasn't something that I think when you look at athletics, yeah, we want them to achieve so much and to do the best they can. But when it came to academics, it was all about this. What you learn, nobody can take away from you. Nobody.
Right.
They can take away your job. They can take away your position in an athletic team. They can do all kinds of things, but nobody can take away what goes on in your mind, how you've been able to assemble this knowledge and graduate from college, and now you take that into your future. That was the accomplishment. That's the most important thing for any kid to grow up and to be an adult, is to take that knowledge. And I didn't have the opportunity to graduate from college. I went to college, but because the family was starting and everything, I didn't have a chance to graduate. So I had to do it, and what a wonderful medium to do it. Do it in radio, do it in television, to be able to be there all the time, be aware of what's going on in the world. If you have to learn, the best way to learn is to get these news stories all the time, be on it, to get sports, know why this happened. A tragedy happens, how do you act? How do you? Aloha Airlines, I was on the air when that canopy went off, and when the plane was over Maui, it hadn't landed, and I was on the air. And they were all like, how is he going to handle this? Well, you just handle it with the same care you do for anything. And that was part of my life that I was very proud of, to have handled that with Erica Engel in the newsroom. And it would happen during our shift, our time. Those are things you never forget.
Right. They should give you an honorary certificate. You know how they always do?
Yes.
To Zippies.
People that have
Is
really
it to Zippies? Can I get a meal out of it? No.
But you know what? There was something Ikaika said last week too. That there was a question asked, "Are you afraid of your dad?" And he's like, "Yes, I'm still afraid."
Oh, I was listening to that.
But he said, but what it was a healthy fear of respect, a great respect for your dad.
I think Dad said, he's like, "Are you afraid of me, son?" I was like, "Are you afraid of me then?" Or whatever. I'm like, "I'm still afraid of you, Dad."
I heard that. But that's so awesome because
He was just joking.
But it was a healthy respect that he translates.
I wasn't joking.
when you're younger, you kind of feel like, oh, I know it all, but it's like...
I never thought that. My dad beat it out. He beat it out of me before I could think that.
No, You know, the key thing.
That
was
pie.
the key thing is that you see your kids grow and you want them to be the best. And sometimes you get in the way, but it doesn't matter. You're the only parent they have. They have to just move along as they can. You know, Leilani has two beautiful daughters, two wonderful daughters, and she brought them up by herself, you know, basically, and had to nurture their spirits and nurture their lives, and that's a whole different story. But it's a beautiful story, yeah. So we do what we can in life, and if we can just pass that along. And every time I see a kid now, I go, wow, man, look at that. You know, it's amazing how you can stand at this lifetime. I'm 64 years old today, and I don't feel 64. I don't take life that way.
Yeah.
It's as good as it ever was. But when I look at things, I treasure them. When people say things to me, I understand what they're really saying. And you know, I got to talk to a homeless man the other day.
Yes.
Why'd you put your arm around me when you said that?
No, because
I already said I wanted to get the haircut.
No, because he wanted.
this was
no,
a
because
great story.
This is
Okay.
This is a
Keep
great
going, keep
story.
going, yes.
Because he wanted money.
Yes.
See, he
Oh,
wanted
yes,
money.
yes.
So what do? They have their plan, right? They have their whole talk, their whole story. And so he came up and he said, you know, I want, can you have just a penny? He's asking for a penny. So already you know this guy's done this before. This is his track.
Yes.
And so I said, well, where are you from? And he told me, well, we came here many years ago with my mom, and she wanted to live here. And I said, oh, where did you go to high school? And I went to McKinney High School. I said, okay. And then,
She said, go Tigers.
You on drugs? And he goes, no, I'm not. You on alcohol? No, I'm not on alcohol. I said, see, because when you want money, you got to work for it.
And you said,
So-
where are you going? Do you go to church?
You go to church? And he
Yeah.
said, yeah. I go to Word of Life. I go,
Oh.
okay. So it's all good. You know, it's all good that you have some help. But understand this. The reason why I'm going to give you money is because you're working for it. We have to do something to work for it, no matter what it is, even
you-
if it's just helping.
And you said, and because you were honest with me and you answered all the questions right, and you asked, do you know who I am? And he said, yes, Kimo. And he says,
Oh,
you
wow.
know what? He says, you answered all the questions right. Here, I'm going to give you money. And he gave that. And normally those stories are not shared, but in this moment, I think that was an excellent story to share.
Only you, Tracy.
You gave
Only
me-
you.
As I'm like trying to get this thing on the clip, I'm like trying to do
Tracy,
it
don't get too
gracefully.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard us. I don't know whether you saw us. Maybe we had a couple of microphones at one point.
But you gave him dignity. You gave this man dignity in a moment that he could have felt really terrible.
Because you know what I wanted to say. Okay, there he goes. Okay. Oh, maybe Min, can you hold this for a second? Sorry, Min.
Oh, Min's back to the job.
All, you know.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it
Get
is.
Tracy.
Okay,
But
okay,
yeah, but
good.
what I wanted to say. Oh, can you see it with the glare in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because actually it's biblical too.
Oh,
Yes.
That, yeah,
Yes.
that, you know, that God wants you to work.
Yes.
You know, you
yes.
don't want to just get freebies.
Yes.
So yeah, it all ties in.
So it
Yeah.
really was a beautiful
Oh, isn't that
message.
the best way to kind of
Thank you,
wrap up that
Lord.
package, that little gift? So super. And Trace, you've always been a great person for this community and away from this
Yes.
community. I mean, you've just been really good for
Oh,
Hawaii.
well, thank you for
Yeah.
So
everything.
we're
Thank
so
you.
honored.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Tracy's the bomb.
She is the
Everybody.
bomb.
Good thing
It's
I wear my
Aloha
high
Friday.
shoes, but I'm still not even close to
Yeah.
I'm
height.
feeling rather.
That's how I
I'm
sell
feeling
my
short.
son. I say, you know, he's taller than me, he's younger than me, he speaks very well, and he can memorize everything in a few seconds.
Well, you have that memory too.
By the way, I want to be his agent.
You get 20% though. I give you 20%.
20%, that's big. He doesn't know
That
that.
is
The rest of the
big.
guys are only giving 10%.
That is big.
But
What a great Aloha Friday.
yeah, great Aloha
Yeah.
Friday,
Yes.
Trace,
Thank you for
and
touching
Thank
our
you.
hearts
so,
every
so
week.
meaningful, so meaningful.
Yeah, and then make sure to tune in AM 940 and also on the iHeartRadio
Your
app.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
Wherever
soon,
you are in the world.
Soon to be Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep, Facebook by Sunday.
Facebook.
I'll have it up.
Oh,
Yep.
maybe
And
this could
it'll
be on
be
the
Facebook.
Aloha Friday
Oh,
Morning Show
yeah.
page, yep.
Maybe
Aloha
you
Friday
could-
Morning Show.
And also, you can
Yes.
check out our videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
yes.
On my personal training website.
Also,
Throw
this
that out there,
plug
too.
it all.
Yeah.
Model fit.
plug it all.
And Malama O Na Keiki.
There we go,
ModelFitWordPress.com.
Get the children in there.
But I do have to.
You'll be at a meeting.
You know, we have to
Yeah.
get to the meeting, so
That's
I
right.
do appreciate.
Well, with that being
good time.
said, it's Aloha
Aloha
Friday.
With
Nowhere
Tracy
to
Toguchi.
be.
Bidoo, 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 bidoo,
Wow.
bidoo. Thank you.
Yes.
Aloha.
Aloha.